Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk Podcast. It's Saturday night again. We are live again. Got another podcast for you again. Hearthstone content today because we've been playing a lot of Hearthstone on the channel and we wanted to talk about some of the interesting cases that happen or might happen in Hearthstone that you might not be aware of. And we got another of the TrashcanTV's own keyword puzzles, the quizzes in the second topic. But first of all, I've written down a few scenarios, right? These are scenarios that don't happen every day in Hearthstone, but could technically happen, and there's some fun interactions there. So I'm gonna mention that to you, and then kind of see if you can solve this. Okay?
Okay.
So the first of one is, what if Flarks?
Flarks Muzuka or
exactly.
Flarks?
No, Flarks Muzuka.
Yes.
What if Flarks happens to summon Ancient Watchers?
Well, I mean, wait, Ancient Watcher, isn't that just the guy who can't attack?
Exactly.
Yeah, so he can't attack.
So, but Flarks reads that you summon the minions, they attack random minions and then die. Does the summon Ancient Watcher attack?
I would say no.
He does.
That's stupid.
I know.
He literally can't attack.
But the thing is, he attacks automatically, right?
Yes, but he can't attack.
Yeah, but he does anyway. So
but he can't.
No, but he does, though. That's the thing, right? If Flark summons the Ancient Watcher, it's just as always, normal deal. He attacks something and then he dies.
I mean, it's still not a good pull for it, but yeah.
No, it's not. None of these really make too much sense. Some of them might, but the idea is to what would happen in these situations because these are fringe interactions.
Yes.
Next one is, this is also a cool one. So say you got Bronzebeard on the board, and then you play Corpse Taker. So the Corpse Taker's battle cry is, if a minion in your deck has Divine Shield, you gain Divine Shield.
Oh, yeah.
And if it has Wind Fury, you gain Wind Fury. If you gain Taunt, you gain Taunt. If you gain Lifesteal, if one has Lifesteal, you gain Lifesteal.
Yeah, the answer is it triggers twice, but it, of course, only gets it once. I mean, because you can't have the same thing twice. What's the question?
Yeah, that was the idea. What happens? Does anything out of the ordinary happen, or does it just happen?
Well, I mean, it triggers twice. The animation plays twice, but it should be the same result if you didn't play Brand.
So it's the same result except for Lifesteal. It actually gets double Lifesteal.
Oh, you can have double Lifesteal, right?
It only gets one. It doesn't get Mega Wind Fury. Obviously, only one Divine Shield, one Taunt is possible.
Right, you can have double Lifesteal, yeah.
But it then does. It heals twice. It deals 3 and heals 6.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So double Lifesteal.
It actually makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, Battlecry triggers twice there. Double Lifesteal. I didn't know that was possible before I saw that.
Yeah, but it makes sense because, I mean, I guess it makes sense? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, got Lifesteal or what? So if we then buffed it up by 3, would it Lifesteal 12?
Yes.
Apparently. So yeah, that's the other one. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that Lifesteal could stack multiple times. I would have answered the same way, actually, because I thought,
I mean, it's the only one where it would make sense to be able to stack with itself, because...
Yeah. Wind Fury, too.
Well, yeah, but it's like it attacks twice. Like, it gets double Wind Fury, that means it attacks twice. It's got taunt.
So it attacks, and it's got Wind Fury again. So because it's so fast, it's got twice the Wind Fury. So it could attack 3 times in the same time. I don't know, but yeah, Lifesteal can apparently stack on. Let me know if you knew that. I didn't before. Okay, here's another one. Right, unexpected results.
Yes.
The Mage card that gets increased from spell damage. So what happens if you are at a spell damage on the board where there's no correlating minion cost, like 13? So you have 13, and it says on the card, summon 2 13 cost minions. What happens?
I mean, there's only 2 things that would make sense to happen. Either it summons... Well, there's technically 3. Either it summons the next lowest that is available. Mm-hmm. It summons nothing. Or technically it could summon a specific token designed for this exact interaction. Okay. I'm gonna say it does the one where it summons nothing.
It actually does summon nothing. Which sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, that's why you're not being stupid about it, right? You know that.
Yeah.
And you just don't provoke it. I mean, that being said, have fun trying to get there.
Yeah, Malagos.
Yeah, of course, but like...
My Kobold Illusionist
is...
Yeah, it's not even Illusionist, Geomancer, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
The two. But yeah, it's tough, but still, like, nothing. You could give them some Mountain Giants at least. Nothing is like for example, when you evolve like the highest cost minion, it doesn't all
it doesn't
of a sudden
change.
Just disappear and die.
It just stays whatever it is.
So whatever, that's weird. Is it possible to change your weapon mid attack? So you while you're attacking, you change your weapon.
I mean, no. I mean, it shouldn't be. The fact that you're asking makes me think that maybe yes.
Yeah, it is.
But
It is, but like, how do you do it? You start your attacking motion with a weapon, and then when you hit him in the face, it's a different weapon. Is the idea?
Okay. That must be based on some kind of interaction. I don't know. Yeah.
It is. So the idea is, for example, you could have any weapon equipped, really. And you're playing against an opponent who has an explosive trap up, and you have the Tyrion on board who's going to die to the explosive trap.
Oh!
So say you attack him with the
death rattle goes off.
Yeah, with the Stormwind Champion.
You get the weapon, and then
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And the death rattle the secret goes off before you actually hit him, because when it's attack, obviously, death rattle goes off. You equip the Ashbringer as your hero is hovering above the board, and it hits him for 5 with the Ashbringer.
Okay, do you by any chance know if something like the True Silver Champion or the Silver Sword will then still trigger their when attacking ability before being switched out?
I don't know. I think so, yeah.
Because I think they should.
I think that should happen. Yeah.
So you can actually combine that as well to get some extra use out of that thing.
Also, leaning on to that, another one. Can a minion say you have the sword up that'll buff them when you play a minion, or summon a minion you buff +1/+1? Was this the Silver Sword actually?
No, the Silver Sword is the one where when you attack it, they all get +1/+1.
Oh, right. Light's Justice.
Light's Justice is a 1/4.
Really?
I think so.
Maybe.
Is that the hammer?
The one I'm talking about, the 1/5 that gives a minion +1/+1 when you summon it anyway. So
yes.
If you play a minion, like say a 1/1 minion into an explosive runes, does it survive as a 2/1 or does it die anyway?
I would assume it. Jesus Christ. Okay, that really depends on the order in which those things trigger in.
Yeah.
Which kind of depend on the wording. I'm gonna say it just dies.
It actually survives.
Okay.
It takes the damage, and then it gets the +1/+1, and it survives as a 2/1.
Yeah, but it wouldn't survive snipe.
I don't think so.
Because then it actually goes to negative.
Yeah, then it goes to negative. Because it goes to 0, and then it goes buffed up.
What happens when you hit explosive runes with a Divine Shield minion?
The Divine Shield absorbs as many damage as the minion has health, and the rest goes to hero.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit, but yeah. That's
what else would it be?
Then you just don't take damage, and the Divine Shield pops.
But I mean, I'm in favor of that because I hate Mage's Guts, but that makes explosive runes pretty weak.
Somewhat. I mean, most people don't run Divine Shields that much, but the idea that deal 6 damage to a minion, if it die or like any excess damage goes to the hero. It's like,
I know.
However much damage you're dealing to Divine Shield, there's going to be no excess.
Apparently there is. I don't know, but that's one of the interactions that they put exactly that way, just to have. Yeah, but yeah, weapon change mid attack is possible. Now here's the last one. This is also an interesting one. So you're playing Rogue.
Yes.
Kingsbane Rogue, more specifically, but for some reason you also managed to get your hands on a Prince Liam.
Okay.
And you're out of cards, you shuffle your Kingsbane into your deck because it died, and then you play your Prince Liam. What happens? With Kingsbane in deck, you play a Prince Liam.
Well, I mean, it says 1 cost cards, I believe. So it would then, therefore, change it into a random legendary minion.
Just a normal legendary minion.
Yes.
Okay, actually what happens is it does change into a legendary minion.
Does it retain the buffs?
But the minion has the Kingsbane buffs.
Oh my god.
So you're actually gonna get a minion, possibly even one that has charge, with like plus 12 attack and lifesteal and poisonous.
Wait, if you get like some like Captain Greenskin on there, will it also get plus 1 health? For the durability of the weapon?
Yeah, probably.
That's nice.
It retains the buffs. So it actually gets transformed to a minion, but it retains the buffs. I've seen a video where it happens when it did it to test it out, and they ended up with a 16-4 Millhouse with lifesteal.
Oh, of course it was Millhouse.
It had to be Millhouse, right? That's the only one you don't want. Also, another one that I saw was, is it possible to, or how do you kill I think it's the Burly Rockjaw Trog, the 3/5.
Yes.
That when your opponent casts a spell, it gains +2 attack. Do you kill it with powered, with the Shadow Word, death or pain? Or none?
Well, the Shadow Words kill whatever was targeted.
Alright.
The effect of the Shadow Word depends only on what you can target. That means if it gets redirected, it's still gonna kill it. So you can play Shadow Word Death, and the Spellbender pops up, and the Spellbender will still die despite having 1 attack. Thereby, for the Trog, what matters is the attack at the moment when it was cast, not after it was cast.
Correct. So you can kill that Trog with the Shadow Word Pain.
Yes.
Actually, this is really interesting. I think the series where they did some of that is called Hearthstone Mythbusters.
Which makes sense, yeah.
And I've been looking at some of that. They'll have the propositions. They're like, is this a myth or is this a fact? And then I'll try it out. They did stuff like, what happens if in the same turn, like you summon the 4th Horseman, and in the process of doing so, your Knife Juggler kills the opponent's Mechathune, who dies, or what happens?
That's gotta be a tough setup.
It's a draw. Both trigger and both die.
It's like still gonna be a tough.
I know.
How many hours do you put into just setting that specific situation up?
I know it's tough to get that, but yeah. Oh, another one was what if Myra finds the Corpse Flower, shares in Corpse Flower?
Oh yeah, I've actually heard that question being posed before Myra was released.
Right.
So that was asked on
the idea is that what happens is if Myra dies, she actually just turns into the dormant flower. Okay. Dormant plant. And then will be revived as the Corpse Flower again.
I mean, that's fair enough.
That's not into another Myra.
Isn't that like just one more better stats or something like
that? Yeah, I think so. Myra's a 4-2 and Corpse Flower is a 4-3. Or 3-4?
I forgot. I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. But it's
just a slight change in stats.
Yeah, it's a slight change, so it's, but that's how it works. So there's some fun interactions there. So I encourage everyone who cares about that stuff, go check out the series. It's called Hearthstone Mythbusters. You can probably find that by just typing that into the search bar. It's pretty good. And they did like 60 videos or so. It's crazy. But some of those were inspired by what I saw there. So credit, of course, given. And that's my first topic. That's what I had to ask.
Yeah, which I guess brings us already to the halftime show.
Which
is inspired by last week's halftime show. Which is to say we're doing the same thing again.
It's heavily inspired because
we had a lot of fun doing it last time.
Yeah, it's great to do. And that's, of course, playing Would You Rather.
Yes.
We each wrote down a bunch of questions for each other.
Three specifically.
You all know how this works by now. We don't need to explain Would You Rather to a grown man, or however old you are. But it doesn't matter. If you're old enough to click the video, you're old enough to know how Would You Rather works. So, let's get into it. I think last time you started, is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
So, let me actually pull up my questions and then start asking this time. Gotta just unlock my phone. That's always tough. Alright.
Got the pin on the third try?
Got a third try. Yeah, under pressure you're performing. But, okay, so here we go. First one is related to money, which is not a surprise at this point. Because that's one that I think about and talk about a lot. So, would you rather be given any random sum between $1 and $1 million, with every number being of equal probability, or have a 50-50 shot at 1 mil?
So you're saying it's 50% chance that I get $1 million and it's 50% chance that I get nothing?
Nothing. But nothing in between there. or you guaranteed anything between 1 and a mil.
Well, okay. So, mathematically speaking,
I know.
You would want to figure out which one, on average, pays out more.
Exactly.
And the one that pays out more is the one with between 1 and 1 million.
Because it's not between 0 and 1 million, but between 1 and 1 million.
Which then pays out like a millionth of a dollar more on average.
Correct.
So
you're picking that.
Yes.
But like intuition-wise, you get a 50-50 shot at a mil, man.
But I would have still picked that because I'm assuming like very likely that I get around $500,000. Yeah. Because it's just the most area.
And at least like with overwhelming probability, at least a few $1,000s.
Yeah, and for the other one, it's just like 50% chance I get nothing.
Yes.
Because for those things, I'm always a bit more pessimistic, so I would have picked it either way.
Okay.
But mathematically speaking, that's also the better choice.
I think it also makes sense.
By a small margin.
I also do it intuitively. That's actually the trick I wanted to set there with the 1 to a million instead of 0 to a million. I wanted you to assume that they're equally probable. But I thought you were gonna actually approach that. But yeah, I would pick that other one too intuitively. Even if it was 0 to a mil, I'd still pick that.
Exactly.
Even though it wouldn't matter at that point. But I'd still have pretty much guaranteed something over 10K.
Yeah,
because that's only 1%, right? So a good chunk of money, and 50% of nothing. So I'll still pick that.
So. Talking about things that we talk about a lot. Music.
Knew it. Saw it coming. Smelled it out.
So, and this one actually also there's two of those in there. Mm-hmm. Kind of relates to last week by going about music genres.
Oh, right.
And in this one, you can only listen to one music genre.
Rock.
The choice is between rock and pop.
I stand in my answer.
Now, consider this. We've discussed last time about how way more songs than you'd think are pop songs.
I know that. But the thing is that the things that I would least like to give up are none of which are probably considered pop, which would be Bon Jovi, CCR. Those are probably safely on the rock to country rock sort of side. So I guess I'll still both would be a huge detriment, right?
Yeah, of course.
Both would cut off hundreds of really good songs, but I gotta stay with rock, man. Sometimes you just gotta have it.
Fair enough. I was just seeing.
It wasn't my number one genre, so who am I to contradict myself? The very next week.
Yeah, I was just going on about the point about how there's a lot more pop songs than you think. Songs.
That's why I don't think you choose metal over pop.
Yeah,
if you were presented with that same one. But that was what was my mindset when I created that list. So would I choose rock over pop or over anyone else if I were given it 1-on-1?
Yeah, fair enough.
And I did. So, are you familiar with South Park?
Vaguely, yeah.
So at least in the early episodes, it was a running gag that Kenny McCormick would die, like in every episode. But for some reason, he always came back.
Yes.
So my question is very simple. Would you rather have that Kenny superpower or be normal? Now, Kenny superpower would mean that you would constantly die, but never for real. Like, you'll get run over, you'll get shot, but you always survive. Okay, essentially, you're immortal, but you always die.
So
come back.
In a cartoon, this works. In the real life, this is a bit different. Like, do you remember everything that happened?
Yes, because Kenny does.
So he remembers dying and stuff as well?
Yeah. He's there scenes where he's waking up in his bed and he's completely fine. He's like, F this and not again.
Yeah, because I think you would get severe PTSD from that after a while.
Maybe.
So I would choose a normal life.
But the other idea is, though, if you ever were to exit, like you can't die, though, man. You will die all the time, but never for real.
Yeah.
So in the long run, that might be the better choice.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about all of the psychological implications of dealing with that situation.
Yeah. But I would assume that at some point you don't even care anymore. Like, you'll just see, like, you'll march right into a landmine. Like, I don't give a shit. I'll wake up in a few hours again.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me. So, maybe you'll get a bit toughened up from experience. I don't know. This is a tough one. What's your next one?
My next one, actually, and this one is not about music, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. That's disappointing.
And I like the things that are a bit more restrictive because I feel like that gives a more clearer choice. Because So here's one thing in the world that you can choose not to exist. Either YouTube doesn't exist anymore, or football.
Yeah, goodbye YouTube. I'm sorry. What am I like? YouTube for me exists outside of TrashcanTV because of football, right?
Okay.
It's like if football didn't exist and TrashcanTV didn't exist, I wouldn't have anything to do with YouTube. Aside from maybe music, right? But there's other ways to get onto music. There's like music on other places. So when I'm not doing anything for TrashcanTV, I'm doing exclusive football stuff essentially on YouTube, either watching stuff myself or creating content for YouTube myself. So and same argument you did it last time, like video games versus football. So you asked me for one of the channels.
Yeah.
You asked me that last week. So and I still stayed with football because I know for a fact in 50 years I'll still be interested in that. I don't know if I'm in 50 years still be watching YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what your consumer behavior regarding YouTube is.
Yeah, so it's I can show you my history as football.
Yeah, but so that was just a bit of a shot in the dark. I honestly didn't know. Like,
yeah, that's I'm not other than that, I'm not a huge YouTube person, but it's mostly that. It's sometimes there's a bit of other sports as well, or music or whatever, or some miscellaneous videos here and there, but nothing that I would give football up over because nothing that I couldn't find anywhere else.
And also, technical loophole would be to just be like, oh yeah, if YouTube didn't exist, another like video file sharing platform would basically
exactly. That's what I said, right? I can find it in other places, and that gap in the market would have to be filled. So just because YouTube isn't the only site with videos on the internet.
Yes.
There's other ones. YouTube just happens to be the biggest one. And if disappeared, some other one would be the biggest one. So,
Isn't it weird how, like, YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the internet and is owned by Google, which is the biggest?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Poor Yahoo, huh? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, here's one that you'll like. So, Okay, here's a quick story, right? Just today, as we record this, well, technically yesterday because it's just past midnight, but just only a few hours of recording this, I witnessed JJ order, and I'm not kidding you, 4 pizzas of the exact same variety just for himself to consume, right? 4 chicken pizzas.
Yes.
He orders himself 4 pizzas, all of which are chicken pizzas, all of which are same pizzas. Here's
Mind
the
you,
idea.
I plan to consume those over a few days.
Yeah, but it's all the same pizza.
Don't make me look like a fat person.
The point is that it's all the same pizzas, right? So
I like that particular pizza.
Yeah. So here's the idea, right? Either A, all chickens in the world die immediately and you have to eat them. You cannot eat anything else until there's no more chicken left. Or B, chickens are insanely hard to kill, but you cannot survive on anything else.
That's so weird.
I know.
Okay, so eating all the chicken seems implausible as a...
That would be option A. You need to eat every last remaining chicken. And you need to go out of your way to travel the world to seek out every single chicken from every farm.
Basically doesn't even seem possible at all. And it would take up your entire life.
Yes.
The other one seems like a bit of a problem as well. But it seems like under extreme circumstances it's doable.
It's really like chickens are the hardest living being in the world to kill. And you need to get to them, so they can't be farmed and just slaughtered because the means that we have on farms are just not enough to kill a chicken, sort of thing, right? It's so tough.
Well, in that case, I'm probably fucked either way.
Like, it takes insane amounts of machinery and manpower, or whatever.
Well, I'm clearly fucked either way, but I guess I'm gonna pick the second option.
Alright, so you're gonna starve to death? Instead of just continue eating a little bit more restricted, just eating chicken. And if you actually manage to eat up all chicken, you can actually, after that, then eat whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but the premise was that they're all gonna die right away. So that means that,
follow right
like,
away.
a few months in, I'm just gonna eat rotten food.
Yeah, unless you manage to refrigerate them.
Oh, yeah.
When it happens, you need to get on the phone with a lot of farmers and be like, refrigerate all those chickens. Like, wherever I go, I need to have some chicken accessible. Because I think you can spend your whole life sustaining yourself on the chickens that are just alive right now. There's way too many. You'll never run out of food if you can just refrigerate them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This is not an easy decision for me if I was put in there. I don't know. I might go for chicken. Because other than that, it's like, what are you gonna do? That's the only thing you can eat, and it's insanely hard to do.
Yeah, it's really fucked up either way.
Yeah, it's both kind of bad. It's like with the buffaloes I asked you last week. Go check that out, by the way, if you haven't watched last week's podcast. For some reason, we did the same thing. It was pretty good. You have another one.
Yes, I have one last one, and the premise, once again, is music.
Of course it is.
We do like music, after all. So, this time, it's less about only being able to listen to one genre, and rather dropping one. And I guess you could go off the top 10 list again, but I still would like to know your opinion on that. It is no more pop or no more country. Because I think you'll like country more. I think there is more pop music you listen to, just numerically speaking.
Okay, but wait, so no more pop or no more country. So it's still to decide between pop or country, essentially, right?
Yes, but the idea is that, as far as I understand your playlist, then if we drop pop, we're dropping more. But if we're dropping country, we're dropping more stuff that you really like. Alright. So the question is... Okay,
it's
basically almost a quality of a question.
Key question. What is CCR?
I would say country.
It's all country?
I guess it's like, it's country and country rock, but if there's country in there, I guess it's country.
Okay.
For that,
and
for argument's sake.
That's tough. But then again, a lot of stuff is pop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a hard one. See, I think I could sustain myself well on a portfolio made off of rock and country, because those go well together. So if I had to cut some stuff off, I might choose to keep country there because of the fact that other stuff also sticks around. If you ask me the other way, like only pop or only country stay in existence, I have to select pop just because of keeping a broader variety existent.
Yeah.
But asking me to kill one, I might actually kill pop and keep country. But that's one that I have to put my thought into. I have to evaluate every single song and put them up against each other to see what counts to what. Like, for example, what's Slade now? Where does Slade rank?
Jesus.
See, it's tough, right? Or the Hooters. So where are we putting that? So all that I would need to know in order to see what goes and what stays. But that's the halftime show, I think.
We should at some point probably do something where it's like music genre quiz, like what genre is this song considered? Type thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one. We're gonna write that down and maybe do it in the future podcast. That's a good one. That's been a long time coming.
So
we have a fact of the week.
Do have a fact
like we do every week coming up for you. What is your fact of this week?
Okay, here is one. You might have heard of this before, but maybe you haven't, so this might be interesting. Alcohol has a lower density than water.
Alright.
And they also, if you just poured water and alcohol together, don't mix.
I think I know that.
So that means if you put alcohol and water, just like the pure substances, nothing else in a glass, they would just separate, and you'd have a layer of alcohol on top and a layer of water on the bottom. That also means that you can take a straw and drink out all the water and just leave the alcohol, because you're drinking from the bottom of the straw. But that's just, the alcohol density thing, yeah.
You can also take a straw and sip from the top. That's possible with straws.
Yes, but the idea is that with the straw, you can also just drink the bottom part, which you would not be able to do any other way. Unless you actually drill a hole in the bottom.
Right? Yeah. Or yeah, I think so.
There's probably other ways, but like without severe engineering.
Okay. So why would anyone mix pure water and pure alcohol?
I don't know.
To create like mouthwash, or something like that.
I don't know. Seems like something the Russians would do.
Maybe for like rubbing alcohol, or just for their vodka.
Yeah,
which is probably that as well. And that's why they get so drunk, right? Like they'll drink out the bottle and it's just water, but then they get to 100% alcohol and they'll get punch drunk, like right away. That's what happens in Russia.
Isn't there like vodka's up to like 95% alcohol or something?
It's only 95, but it goes. I think it goes up to the 70s or 80%. Unless, like, if you have any better information there, of course, let us have it. But that's at least my point of information. I might have used this fact of the week before, but I'm gonna just point it out again because it is so weird to me. In this room right now, there is an electric toothbrush. This, mind you, is JJ's bedroom. This is not we're not recording this in a bathroom. There's no shower curtains here. There's no toilet in this room right now. However, there is an electric toothbrush standing in the furthest most right corner of this room perpetually, because that is where JJ unironically keeps his toothbrush, in his bedroom next to his television. Fact of the week. Do you have anything to say to defend yourself?
You bring that up a lot.
I know.
You really seem to have a fixation there.
It is weird. It is not normal. It's not normal. Okay, let me.
Next, you're gonna start talking about the height of the light switch.
Oh, the height of the light. That's another one. That's a fact. That's another fact of the week. Like the light switch in this room is placed a solid 8 inches above the doorknob, right next to the door. That's not convenient at all. I don't know who did that. I don't know why they did it. But no. I recognize that's not even your fault necessarily, right? But the toothbrush, there's no excuse for that. Who keeps their toothbrush in their bedroom? That's weird. Someone agree with me in the comments. That's not normal. Anyway, that's the fact of the week. And the second topic is going to be another Hearthstone quiz that you actually prepared for me. Now, you're pulling up Hearthstone on your PC right now?
Because it stopped working right before we started the topic.
It just stopped working, but he's
because it closed with your FK.
He's pulling it up right now, so this is the keyword puzzle.
Yeah, so we've done this before. The idea is you go to your collection, you go to crafting, you check include uncraftable cards so you can see all the cards. If you're really next level, you also click show golden only, because then you don't see some cards double.
Correct.
And then the question is, how many cards come up if I type in this keyword?
Exactly.
We're doing this for standard mode only. As of the Boomsday project, obviously. So
I am pulling over my so I can't see the screen. I'm pulling over my original NFL merchandise and equipment shop, San Francisco 49ers ball cap to the left side of my head, so I can't see his screen.
Which I guess is sensible. And there is one more thing. I have a theme for this.
Ah, dude.
Which is Warcraft races.
Ah,
all of those are names of Warcraft races.
Ah, crap. Like elf and orc and human.
Number 1. Goblin.
Goblin. Wow, this one's tough. That's Goblin Bomb.
There is Goblin Bomb.
There is, is there more?
There is more.
Goblin. See the, what?
You can also guess how many if you want to do that first.
I'm going to say 4.
The answer is 6.
6 of them?
Yes.
I know Goblin Bomb.
They're also, I believe, all, let me double check this. Yeah, they're all from the Boomsday expansion.
Okay, so then it's just the guys who summon Goblin Bombs as well.
Yes, there is Bomb Toss.
There's Explodinator, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There's Boommaster
Flark, yeah.
And Whirly Glider.
Okay.
And there's one more. That does not summon Goblin Bombs.
Okay. So it's just a Goblin person?
It's a card that has Goblin in its name.
Which one is it?
It's Goblin Prank.
Oh, Goblin Prank, right. No one ever played it, so why would I know that card? Yeah, that happened. That's the Boomsday card, correct. Never heard of it.
So, after we gone through goblins, it only makes sense.
Cock.
The answer is gnomes.
Is it the whole word gnome?
Yes.
So, like, gnomish inventor won't be in there.
Exactly.
Good, because...
Which is already half of the thing figured out.
So, what? Half the thing figured out?
No, because the obvious thing is, like, if you go through all the gnomish cards, there's a lot more.
Yes.
So, you already got, like, half of the question figured out by just knowing that a bunch of cards don't apply.
Damn. But that doesn't help me, though. I need to figure out which ones do.
Yes. Want to guess a number?
3.
2.
Okay, let me go ahead and think. Do both have gnome in their actual card name?
Yes.
Alright. There is Gnome Ferradu.
There is Gnome Ferradu.
That's the Warlock card. Gnome Ferradu. What else do we have? No, wait, that's... I'm thinking... No, that's not it. Which one is it?
Okay, remember when you brought up something about Goblin Bomb that was inconsistent about cards? The text boxes?
Leper Gnome, right. Yeah sure. Of course, yeah.
Because, was it something where like Goblin Bomb had like 2 lines of text and Leper Gnome has 3, but they do the same thing?
Why did I for a second think that Leper Gnome wasn't in standard?
Yeah, it's a classic card, man.
No clue. Yeah, Leper Gnome. Oh, of course. This service.
Here's a good one. Elf.
So Elf and Archer, again, does not count.
Exactly.
Good. Not good. Let's say there's 4 cards.
No, there's 1.
There's 1.
There's 1. Let me double check this, but I typed in elf and it was 1.
There's 1 card.
Yes, there is 1 card.
What card has elf in it? Is it the card name?
No.
Wow.
She'll tell you.
God.
Interestingly enough, the card depicts an orc.
Can you tell me the word that it's in?
The word that contains elf?
Yeah.
Himself.
Himself. Injure Blade Master.
Yeah.
God, he deals damage to himself. Wow, okay. Alright,
also,
okay.
That's another inconsistency because there's other cards that start with damage.
But for him it's capitalized, right?
Yeah.
Because he's probably the first one to do it, and so it's like, oh my god, crazy.
Yeah, that's the only card with elf in it. It's Linger Blade Master.
Wow.
We got 2 more. Tauren.
Tauren. I think there's more of those. There might be more of those. I'm gonna say there's 7?
2.
2?
2.
2.
2.
Wow, just 2?
2.
Is there an enraged Tauren? Does that exist?
There is a Tauren with what was formerly the keyword enraged.
Oh, right.
I assume you don't know the name of the card.
Probably not.
It's Tauren Warrior.
Tauren Warrior, okay.
It has the 2 through the taunt that has
ETC
3
isn't
damage.
in there, right?
Correct. ETC is not in there.
It's on standard.
Because it's in the Hall of Fame.
What are Tauren anyway? What type of people are they? Like buffalo people?
Yeah, they're like Minotaurs.
Alright. Damn. Another Tauren. I don't know. These ones are hard.
There's Tending Tauren, who summons 2/2/2 Treants.
Oh, right. The Treant guy. Tending Tauren. Is that from Boomsday?
Yes.
Alright.
And I got one last one. Not the last Warcraft base, but just the last one I chose to ask. Worgen.
Okay, there's Worgen Infiltrator.
He's the first one that comes to mind.
That's actually in standard still.
Yes.
Okay, there's more Worgens. I should know more Worgens.
There is more Worgens, yes.
There's a Rabbit Worgen, which is the 3/3 rush.
Yes.
There should be more.
There is more.
Are the shifting cards, are they considered Worgens in any way? Like Swift Messenger?
Well, not by name or by any type of search.
But when type in Worgen, they don't show up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Though they are technically Worgen by their race, but...
Damn. Alright.
Worgen Infiltrator truly is the first one that comes to mind.
Infiltrator, the first one, yeah, classic one. Because you start the dungeon run, and I think Rogue.
Yeah, it's true.
With that.
there is definitely a deck that has it, yeah.
How many are there anyway? Like 7?
There's 4.
I don't think I can remember anymore. What do you got?
There's 2 more neutral ones. One is classic as well, which is the Raging Worgen.
Right, yeah, that was obvious.
And there is another one, which is the Worgen Abomination, which I believe is from Knights of the Frozen Throne.
This is one like that, yeah. What does it do?
No, it's from the Witchwood. It is a 7-mana 6/6. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other damaged minions.
Exactly, I've seen that somewhere. Oh, right, yeah, I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. Those are the 4.
Yeah.
Alright, I can turn my head back around. That was a tough one. It was like just the races there, that's kind of hard. Should have just entered like white, Hispanic. See what shows up. See what shows up when you enter white. How many, what do you want to bet?
I can't think of... Oh, I can think of exactly 1 card. So let's say
okay,
1.
let's see what it is. Let's see how many we get.
You know which one I'm thinking of?
Not sure.
Lady in White.
Okay. That's the one.
It's the only one.
Okay. What if you enter black? We're doing this as bonus content now. Please, people appreciate this.
Lady in Black comes up, your heap starts playing.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Black. Like 2 or 3 probably.
Shouldn't there be more for some? Maybe.
In Blackrock Mountain rotated out. There is like the Black Hell Gunspire.
That is for sure.
And
the black. Okay, that's
Cat.
Black Cat.
There is Blackguard.
Guard.
Yeah. There's Black Hell Gunspire. And there's Blackwell Pixie and the
Black Knight. The Black Knight. What? Okay. What shows up for Hispanic? I'm just kidding. That's not true.
It actually turns out that nothing shows up.
Hey, why did the Mexican get Xanax?
I don't know.
For Hispanic attacks.
Oh. Okay.
That's an additional joke on the podcast. I've seen that on Reddit a few days ago. Shout out to whoever posted that. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Before we go, we're gonna have to let the people off on a high note.
And a bad musical pun.
Bad musical pun.
It really is not that good of a pun.
But
we should not have kept this up for like over a year.
I know, but that's how you establish those, right? That's like you do it again and again and again until no one questions it anymore. That's how you establish your stupid patterns. So we're gonna keep doing
unfunny
it.
Jokes, not getting funnier on repetition.
Great, love it. Huge fan.
Which
what
I
do
guess
you have?
Brings us to the question of what our songs are.
What are our songs?
My song, and there's actually a funny story that happened pretty much right before we started the podcast.
Funny story? I don't know about that. Story? Yeah.
So we went through our music collections.
That was a funny story.
And it turns out that there was a song that I could have sworn I had in there that I actually didn't.
I know which one.
And by not having it in there, I'm kind of doing it a disservice. So it's my song of the week to basically, counteract it a bit.
Okay, fair.
And it's I Am a Believer by the Monkees.
Alright, now you are.
Yes.
In the song. That's cool. I thought you had it too. I was kind of shocked when I didn't.
Yeah.
It's just a song that everyone has, right?
Like, seriously, I could have sworn I had it.
It's a song that everyone and their mother knows in the whole entire... There's not a person in the world who doesn't know that song. Or have it, for that matter. And you were the last one. Like, to not have that song.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know either. My song of the week is going to be Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson. Gotta pay some service to that guy.
Not too big on that song, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Probably the second best Michael Jackson song. What is the second best Michael Jackson song in your opinion?
God, that's tough. I can't think of that many Michael Jacksons from the top of my head. I want to say Thriller, but I'm not sure.
I don't even like Thriller that much. Thriller is probably on the top 5. Michael Jackson, I don't know. Might be the number 2 after Beat It, but that's mine. And Smooth Criminal. It's kind of cool, right? It's kind of smooth and kind of criminal. So I gotta love that song. If you happen to not know any of those songs, which I'm sure you do, everyone knows those songs. But if you don't, go check them out, and check them out anyway. And if you have your song of the week, there's a playlist for that. There's a playlist where you can share your song of the week with us. That's JJ.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. go to that playlist, enter your song of the week. If you want to enter multiple songs of multiple weeks, just make sure that they are of multiple weeks. You can enter them at the same time, just in thought, make sure they are of multiple weeks.
Make sure they were not released in the same week.
Yeah, preferable. I don't need that. But
just drop the entire album in there.
Exactly. I'm cool with that album if it's good. Just drop. Sure. The idea is to share your music.
Yeah.
And because it's not your responsibility to structure the podcast every week and do it correctly, you can put several songs per week.
Yes.
If you want to. We'll put 5 songs once a month. We're not going to judge you for that. But we will give you a shout out if you put really good songs.
That is true.
And bonus points if we don't even know the song and you're actually helping us find better good songs, more good songs. Extra appreciation for that one. So go ahead and do that. We appreciate it. And we also appreciate a like on the video and leaving a comment, of course, discuss your opinions on whatever we talked about. And yes, consider subscribing to our channel, TrashcanTV. Got a podcast coming up every Saturday night, no exceptions. And we play Hearthstone during the week. We play Cookie Clicker. We're doing a guided series for that. And we do some other. We play South Park right now.
Yes,
a lot of fun games. Essentially uploading every day of the week. So there's always something to do in TrashcanTV land. So be sure to subscribe to us, and we're gonna see you in the next video. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.